All righty. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Ann Sieg, founder of the E-commerce Business School, coming at you. And I have Brian Cummings with us today to share some pretty exciting information, especially those who would like to have an automated e-commerce business. So hey there, Brian. Good afternoon or good morning to you.
Hi, Ann. Good morning to you as well.
Awesome. All righty. So, I am just going to say I have been one of those skeptics when I first came online, and I would see marketing messages that talked about having an automated business. I'm like, roll of the eyes, give me a break. I mean, really, I just kind of wrote them off like, I don't need to hear your hype. Unless there's work involved, this just can't even be possible. So I completely ignored them. So I hope I have people's attention and that you're not writing it off like I did in the past, because it's pretty exciting. And maybe because my model is I have digital marketing, but with e-commerce, let me just tell you, it's being done all the time to have an automated business. So Brian, maybe you can speak into that of your context of how you define automated, because that's the theme here. And then we're going to show an inside peek for how you set up an automated business.
Sure. Yeah, so I agree with you. Business, in my experience, has been hard work, a lot of sustained, regular, daily effort. And for selling used books on Amazon, yep, that's the case. I mean, you've got to go out and find these books and sit in front of them. But there are other business models that don't require that same type of daily effort, or you can assign that same kind of effort to somebody else, having a team member and a system in place to do that. So print on demand is one of those in which you can identify top selling products or create your own top selling products, and you put them on Amazon. And then you set up the systems such that when an order comes in, the product gets fulfilled. The order gets fulfilled, the product's produced, it's sent to the customer, all of that, and you don't have to do any of that. So then the work becomes, okay, that I can see how I can make money doing that. Now I just need to make as many of those products as possible and put them up for sale. And you can even systemize that. In fact, I'd like to demonstrate a little of that, how you go about doing that.
I think that's very exciting because so I'm going to make maybe a bridge too before you jump into that, which is I think people do buy into the concept when they hear about a franchise. They go, oh yeah, that's a proven system.
Yep.
And they have all the processes. We call them SOPs, standard operating procedures. It's all there. They've tested it. They've proven it. They work, and you get kind of this thunk, this manual for Hamburger University from McDonald's, for example. And people, they buy into the franchise model. To me, what you're going to show now is akin to that, because in a franchise, you have to have people. You have to have people and you have to have systems. And conceivably, you own your McDonald's shop and it's all running on autopilot if you've done a good job of hiring, which is part of this too. So pretty much the same as in a franchise, people who do the work for you and systems that they use to execute. So we're going to get a secret peek inside what Brian has created, which, speaking of work, it did work for you to create this and to test it and vet it and prove it and make it profitable. Now here at the E-commerce Business School, people can leverage that, all your hard work. And we do that through the E-commerce Masters Intensive. So let's have a look at what you got.
Okay. Well, first of all, before we jump into that, you should know we're talking about print on demand. And print on demand is where you sell products that can be printed once a customer orders the product. So the way it works is, in fact, there's 5 steps here. 5 steps are you've got to determine what's going to sell. So that's researching a product that's going to sell. And these are everyday products, t-shirts, coffee mugs. This is one of our products right here. Not my circus, not my monkeys. I'm retired. So we've researched the retirement niche and this particular saying and design. And then we create the artwork that goes on here. And we create a picture of this, which is a mock-up. Now, this is the real deal. But what you would see in the product listing, that's the third point here. You've got to create a listing, so it's up for sale. You would see a picture of this. And then we run ads. That's the fourth point to it, to get some traffic to that, our product listing. And then the customer sees it, they order it. The fifth part of this is order fulfillment, where now that order goes right to the fulfillment company, the print-on-demand supplier. They have a blank mug that looks like this. They print your design on it and they ship it off to your customer. So that's the five major steps here. Let me share my screen and I'll show the SOPs for these that we use in our business and we teach others how to use.
SOP is standard operating procedure, folks. So Brian, and is it fair to say with all these steps that you just detailed, you've been able to effectively outsource that and provide and have your virtual assistants take care of that for you?
Yeah, I don't have to do any of these steps. I've taught my team how to do this, or we've used software or a service to do all of this. So remember the 5 areas I was talking about? First, you have to research the product. Then you got to create the design, that product mock-up, and then create the listing for the product. And we're talking about Amazon here. And then running an ad. And on Amazon, those are called sponsored ads. And then fulfilling the order here. That's actually the simplest part. You could see there's just one SOP for this. So let me choose one of these here. I'm going to choose the niche product research and validation. So I'm going to click on this, and this is what will open up. And this is what we use in our business and what we give to our members to instruct them. Now, if you're hiring somebody to do this, if you have a team member, like a virtual assistant, then this is what you'd give your virtual assistant, along with just a little bit of training. And in doing niche research, so what we're looking here is to select profitable products and designs. And is this large enough font?
Yes, I can see it plenty fine.
Great. And we want to validate specific products within a niche that are profitable. And so we have 3 steps here, 1, 2, 3 steps to go through this. And I want to just kind of illustrate step number 2. So step number 1, you're looking for the niche. Remember, this one's retirement and also choosing a product. And so we've chosen a coffee mug, retirement niche coffee mug. And then we're going to evaluate different products that are already in that niche that are doing well. So I'm going to go to Amazon and let me select the teacher niche, and I'll select a t-shirt. So if I or nurse, let's do nurse. I like nurses. Nurse t-shirt. Just type in something simple like that into Amazon. And then what comes up here will be t-shirts for nurses, right? Now we're using another tool, and that's part of that in the SOP, is to use a tool that'll evaluate the sales rank. And that's loading up right now. We're looking for a sales rank that's under 100,000. See this number right here, 68,000 in clothing, shoes, and jewelry. That's Amazon's number, 68,132. That tells us a level of popularity or demand for the product. And through the use of these tools, we can surmise that a t-shirt that has a rank of 68,000 is selling probably about 150 units a month. So let me think here. At $17, 150 units, that's probably about $2,500 in sales a month that this shirt is generating right there, $2,500 in revenue. This shirt here, 35,000 rank, coffee scrubs and rubber gloves, this is doing 400 or 500 units a month. That's probably $8,000 in revenue. Now, either of those designs would be a good design for us to create a similar kind of design. Doesn't have to look exactly like that. In fact, we'd like to improve upon it, but we're looking for ideas. We're just doing research right now. So anything under 100,000 is going to be pretty good. That one's at 769, pass. 271, pass. This one's at 116,000, very close. It says, being the scrub or loving the scrub life, Southern couture. I can't even pronounce that word, but we could certainly create something that looks like that. This one's 128,000, very similar design as that other one that we just looked at. And just one more here. This one's at 91,000. No one fights alone. So something at around 100,000 a rank is probably selling 100 units a month. These are all very marketable designs. And then we can improve upon this design just to open it up. No one fights alone. See how it's in the colors of a flag, or the shape of a U.S. flag, but they've used different colors. And they've used different words in here: compassion, dispatch, EMS, nurse, firefighters. So this would be for any first responder niche. There you can see, or corrections. So we could create something very similar to that in a U.S. shaped flag, different colors, different term. Instead of no one fights alone, maybe we could say we do this all together. We're all in it for together. We act as a team. So, the U.S. is number one. Anything like that would make a good T-shirt design. Does that make sense for how to do this SOP right here?
It does to me. I'm not seeing, let's see. No, I don't see any comments yet, but please do post in. We are actually broadcasting into 3 separate groups, so we may not see a comment, but we're going to do our best. But it made sense to me, although I've been enlightened previously, and I think it's amazing. And I just want to remind people so that they really grasp this. In years of yore, preceding this print on demand, you had to invest upfront, hoping you got a hot design. You think, this is going to sell. Yeah, this is the one. And you put out your money, and you have to order those different sizes, those different colors, and you got a lot of money that's just gone out, for which you really don't know if that T-shirt is going to sell or not. With print on demand, it's really risk-free from the financial aspect. You're not putting any money into it. You are putting in some, call it sweat equity, because you have to do that research, which you trained your VA to do. They select, then they decide how they're going to change that design, which they do. You haven't done listings in a long, long time. They take care of that. So you've created this fully automated system. So there is that cost of your VAs at about 1/6 of American wages, and they're doing that work for you. And then you're able to work on other aspects of your business, your life, whatever you want to do, for the fact that you've got this set up and running. And what I want to make clear is you did the sweat equity for the systems, and now people get that through our one-day intensive.
Sure. So remember, there's those 5 steps. They've learned how to do it. You'll learn how to do this, but they'll also learn, if you're hiring a team member, how to do that. They learn how to research the design, create the art, create the listing, run an ad to it, fulfill the order. What I get to do here is reap the benefit of building a brand. And as you mentioned, I get to test all of these designs for my brand at no cost to me, other than the VA, right? Other than my team member. By the way, the point you make is really good. If you were doing this through a traditional wholesale or manufacturing model, you'd have to, if you're coming up with your own custom design on this, you'd have to order about 72 of these to get the price down to a reasonable price point, because it's a custom design. So 72 of these is going to cost about $250, somewhere around there at wholesale cost. How many designs do we have? We have about 500 different designs. If we had to order that type of inventory to be able to test it, that'd be a lot of capital. Didn't cost anything to test that. That's the beauty of print on demand.
Yeah, absolutely. Very powerful models. So what I want to say is we have a course on this, which I think most everybody is aware of, but maybe not. We're getting new members every day. It's called Print on Demand Profit System. But what we have done is a very unique offer for which you can hear from 6 other members. There's a link right there. It's ecommercebusinessschool.com/EMI. And you can hear what it was like to be able to work with Brian, Dr. Josie Shepard, this past spring, one-on-one, literally one-on-one, just right next to you, and getting all these processes set up, all 5 steps, their systems that you have created through hard-earned effort. And that happens in 1 day. So if you're curious to know what it's like to be able to work with Brian in that capacity, we have openings coming up in Sacramento. the end of July. So again, what's most important, I want you to hear from the members who have gone through this. Go to ecommercebusinessschool.com/EMI. The link is right in this post. Just listen to what your fellow members have to say. 6 members have gone through, 6 members, and we've got slots open for, it's actually 2 times, Sacramento, the end of July. That would be the 27th and 28th in Sacramento. And then we'll be at Estes Park for another event that we're doing called Ultimate Business Lifestyle. And we have openings on Monday, August 26th. So this is highly unique. It means Brian is taking a full day out of his life, his business, to work one-on-one with you. Not 1-on-3, it's one-on-one. And you get to hear what our fellow members had to say. I encourage you, even if you're not even interested, just listen to what our members had to say. So that's ecommercebusinessschool.com/EMI. Take a listen and see if this isn't the perfect fit for you, because here's what Tina had to say about this. She works full time. She works full time. And so it's hard to find the time to clear the deck, to open up the brain space, to get it done. Just get the whole darn business set up. And she said, if I had to do it on my own, it could take months. I would be doing it piecemeal here and there, but I can just come in one day and get everything set up. So you'll hear the interview with Brenda and Tina, as well as from our other 4 members in this interview, ecommercebusinessschool.com/EMI. It's called the E-commerce Masters Intensive. Our members absolutely loved it. So listen to them. You should listen to your fellow members. Alrighty, thank you so much for your time, Brian. Really appreciated you breaking down and showing that particular operating procedure. And you have thoroughly vetted your process because your team is doing this every day for you. So it's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Thanks very much, Ann. Hope I see you in our program.
Absolutely. So, and you do have to apply. Just watch the video, and then if you're interested, you can apply. Alrighty, thank you so much. All right, bye, Brian.
Bye-bye.